first thing is that first question was about your project manager experience. Okay.
Yeah.
And the sequence of events that, as a project, you have to, when you've been asked that question, you have to consider that the main backbone of the project manager role. Okay. Project
Yeah.
planning and then project execution.
Okay.
These two terms, you have to keep those in back of your mind to answer like next. So planning is what is the planning? Resource planning, as well as the project timeline planning, resource planning. It's basically like checking out what resources needed, how many developer, tester, and all that those needed, checking out their estimates from
Yeah.
their respective stakeholders. Okay.
Mhm.
And then jotting down those estimates, and then based on those estimates, usually you take, and also like when you're answer from your experience, like I did, I took, I did, from your experience, that would be basically like the right way to answer. So as you did gather that you need these much like this number of resources with
Yeah.
that many hours needed for each resource, and based on that you would develop it timeline of the project. Okay. And with the timeline you will put all that milestones with each phase of that project. Okay. So preparing all, and then you will work with the stakeholders, and then again stakeholder for the project and the stakeholder for the requirement mm, are different. Okay.
Yeah.
Stakeholder for the project and the stakeholder for requirements, they are different.
Okay.
They might be shared between, but they are different. Stakeholder of the for the project are, who are the stakeholder for the project, who are the people who are funding that project. Okay. And who are basically interested to get that completed, and though some of those stakeholder might be the business stakeholder, and if the project is impacting some of the architecture or bringing some big change, then there might be technical stakeholders too. Okay. So all those folks would be and then definitely they're the stakeholders who are going to provide the workforce for the project. Okay. And from where you're getting the estimates. So as you get that all the information jotted down, then you share with them. Okay, all right, this is what basically I got. So this would be like this is the number of resources I need, and this is the hours, and these are the estimates of that basically resources cost, and then this is the timeline, and these are the milestones and all that. So get that basically bring that all that visibility to the stakeholders, and then get everybody's consent and input. If anybody has like any concern, they can basically let you know that. Then, and that is the planning part, that before the execution start, you are as a project manager doing that planning. And and when that is done, then basically you would acquire the resources. Definitely, if it is a traditionally you are working in a traditional environment, you will basically acquire a business analyst, and then from the BA you will start BA will start working. But as a project manager, you will be having your status meeting every week, so updating the status, managing the risk, and all that stuff. So only that is what you will describe in your project manager role. Nothing
Planning,
nothing about
execution,
right planning, execution. You have
and
nothing to do with the requirements. You have nothing to do
yeah.
with anybody else role.
I
Okay.
think I see the mistake. I think on project manager, instead of project planning, I said requirements, because
Exactly. So that's what
yeah,
I was
I
like,
see the mistake. Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to when you have performed two roles, like as a project manager, you worked as a business analyst, but don't mix up those roles. Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you never basically work both two roles in a project. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
you are either working as a business analyst, or either working as a project manager. So if you're working in a, and with the same company, you might have worked like, 5 projects, two as a like, project manager, three as a BA. So that is a real life, scenario. But your role with the, the project, as when you're working as a project manager, you just have to emphasize on that. Okay. Don't mix up your BA role in it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that is basically like, and when you are talking about your BA role, so with the BA, from the onboarding and how you did the stakeholder analysis, little bit information on that, and how you basically understood the project, how you build your understanding. Okay, and that happened basically before the requirement, and what you did, what work you did before the requirement elicitation or requirement gathering activity, and then how you gathered and documented the requirement, how you handled your stakeholder, you addressed those questions, and then when the requirement was done, how you was working with the solution team to get that solution, what documentation they prepared, how you participated, and how you as a BA helped them, emphasize on that. And when then development start with the development team as a BA, how you help the development team, and what was your basically interaction with them, and what you was doing when the development happening. And then similarly, like, with the testing team, what you did, focus on your role, like what you contributed and what you helped. Okay.
Okay. Let's say they ask me a question like, how do I help the development team?
Okay, yeah, go ahead, answer.
Like, how do I help the development team? I can be like, I schedule meetings with them to see how they are moving forward with the project, and then make sure I answer all their questions if they have any questions.
So you are, as a BA you did that, or as a project manager you did that?
No, as a BA.
No, that's wrong. Okay. So as a BA, usually like when the development starts, if they the maximum that you do, you schedule a meeting and go over your business requirement document with them. Go over the
Okay.
requirement that you have gathered, so that they will be get familiarized with the
Mhm.
what development team needs from you. You're a BA, what they need. They need to understand the requirements. Okay. So
Yes.
that's what they need your help with. Okay, because
Okay.
you wrote the requirement, so they you would be the right person to help them understand. To give them understanding, what you do, you go give them overview. Okay.
Yeah.
That these are the requirement, and this is, and if they have any question about the requirement, you get them the answer.
Okay. So
That's
is the
all
is
you do with the
as a BA.
development team.
Okay. Okay. So is the project manager that goes through and see where they are at with the project and how is it going?
That's project
That's
manager
the project
invite
manager.
everybody. Project
Okay.
manager invite everybody. There are the
Okay.
developer, tester, all the team members, or either they he invite, or
Mhm.
he or she go to the teams like in individual to understand that, hey, what's going on, and where we are
Yeah.
at and all that, so that project managers have to do a status meeting, which includes all the stakeholders of the project manager.
Mhm.
Okay. And that are the primary like a participant of that meeting, and then optional are the team members. Like team member don't have to attend the status meeting until unless like asked by the project manager. They can
Mhm.
be just like as an optional, but the project manager's job is to keep that project status updated, and see that if there is any risk to deliverables or timeline, or any of the plan the project manager has drafted in the start. If there is any like risk to that, then addressing that risk and mitigating, doing all those like stuff, that is project manager's job.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, so that's what you have to basically explain.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now there is like, and that's why I usually say, ask that, write your response,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then basically send it to me. And if there will be anything wrong with that response, or any sequence of event is missing, I can certainly like help you with and identify, and
Yes.
then practice that response, and
Yeah.
don't lose the basically like the sequence of events.
Okay.
Okay, because if you are losing, if you are doing something, that will be kind of a mistake, and that will mess up. Okay.
Yeah. True. That's true.
All right. So today we are gonna basically quickly go over our BA role in traditional environment, and then role BA role in agile environment. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that's what we will be like going over today quickly. It will be very quick. So in traditional environment, we just was discussing that traditionally when a BA work on, then a BA start with the project, and after the onboarding happens, then do a research about the project, go over the existing documentation, and then identify the stakeholders, uh, build a kind of a PowerPoint presentation, 4 to 7 slides to kick off the requirement sessions. Okay, and then formally kick off those requirement sessions, invite all the stakeholder, primary and secondary, everybody, and then go over that slide that BA prepared, that that usually like explain high level requirement, and start the discussion from there, ask questions, and get answers noted down on the requirement document template, and then ask further questions, get the answer, keep updating the requirement every time, scheduling meeting with the stakeholder, going over what we have previously done, and then starting
Mm-hmm.
from the next, so that we will have that like updated. If there is any conflict in requirement, or a repetitive requirement, we would have addressed that. Okay, and then as the requirements are done, completed, then uh, working with the solution team, help them understand the requirement, and maybe scheduling a meeting if they request with the stakeholders, so that they will present their solution options, and then they will write down their solution document, and basically participating, being a partner with the solution team, or a solution analyst, or system architect, or system analyst, whoever is doing the solution, to ensure that all the requirements are integrated in the solution. The solution is catering all the requirements, and then as the solution is done, development will start. Development team needs to understand the solution as well as the requirement. As a BA, you help the development team to understand the requirement, and solution analyst to help them understand the solution. Both of you team up to answer all their question about the requirement and the solution. And then the development, when proceeding as going at the same time, you as a BA work with the QA team, help them understand the requirement, and then help them basically like with any question about the requirement they have. They will write their test cases and test scripts. Sometimes you partner them, and help them write some of the test cases, mostly like user focused test cases. And then testing, when the development complete, testing starts. A lot of defects they will find, participating in those meetings, ensuring that they are testing all the requirements that are there in your basically requirement document. So you also kind of keep a traceability metrics, means that what from the requirement to solution to development to testing, all those are being there is a like a one-to-one relationship in those basically uh, items, so that you can trace that each requirement is being developed and tested. Okay, and then when testing is complete, you work with the the stakeholder identify the users and who is going to be UAT testers, and work with them to get the UAT testing done. And then basically after the UAT testing, for before deployment, participating in change management process. So that's what you do as a BA in a traditional environment. Okay. And any questions so far?
No,
Okay. All right.
not right. Maybe when we go through.
Okay. All right. Now, next we are gonna BA in agile environment. Okay. So agile is a method to develop the software, just like we have a waterfall method. Okay. But the only difference in the agile is iterative method. In waterfall, we take up all the requirement, we done with the requirement, then go for design, done with that design for whole product, then go for testing, done with testing, and then go for user acceptance testing. Okay. And that may take like kind of maybe 3 months, 4 months like requirement, and then 5 months like 2 3 months for design, and 5 months for development, and then 4 months for testing, and 2 3 weeks for UAT, and then deploy. So whole process may take like one year plus to complete. Okay. So in other methodology, agile, what we do, we like build we do build in form of kind of iteration. Okay. In chunks. So we take up like a whole product, split it down into multiple features, and then we build those features in a kind of a time box of 2 weeks to sometime 3 weeks too, but mostly 2 weeks. Okay. So we call that 2 weeks sprint or iteration or time box. Okay. And then in 2 weeks, basically those are 10 days, like day 1 to day 10, 2 weeks, working weeks, Monday to Friday, 10 days. Okay. And we do same thing, like this requirement, design, development, testing. Okay. But everything we do within these 2 weeks till kind of final UAT tested product. Okay. But everything we do within 2 weeks. So that's why we divide that. If there are like 10 features, maybe we divide those 10 features into like those 20 weeks. Or if there are 10 features, we might divide those into basically like 20 different features, and then take up one feature each sprint, and then build it. Okay. So, and in agile there are 3 roles. Like here we have roles, team roles. Basically, there is a BA, there is a system analyst, there are developers, there are QA, and then there are basically architects, and all those are traditional basically role in our traditional project. Okay. And here we have 3 roles. There's a one role, product owner, and other role we have scrum master, and then third role, that is like basically development team, or those are developers. So usually product owner is a one person, scrum master is a one person, and the development team is 5 to 7 people, which include QA, data analyst, or BAs. So BA, so all those like who will be part of that development team. Okay. So so product owner, here we have only one stakeholder. Okay. And only one stakeholder is the product owner. So one person. So there is a no like kind of a big stakeholders that they have to go for the requirement. So business product owner is a stakeholder representative. product owner has authority to give work that basically define the features, define what the business need is, and also accept the work that this development team does. Okay, so one person that has the authority to give the requirement and accept the work. Scrum Master is a leader who makes sure that the team has everything they need to meet the expectation of the this sprint. These 10 days, whatever the team take up, that we will do this feature to make sure team will have everything to build that feature and protect the team from any external influences, and also provide if there is any roadblock team will encounter, to work on that roadblock and all those risks for the team, so team will have a safe and smooth environment to do the development testing and making the product shippable ready by day 10 of the sprint. Okay, so making that whatever the feature team committed shippable ready by day 10 of the sprint. Then the development team is a cross-functional team. It has a BA and the QA, all that technical expertise that needed to build that software, they have that within the team. So that is basically development team. So these are the technical folks. Okay, so who have to actually code with their hand or test that code. And sometimes they're like are kind of just programmers, means they can code and test together, one person. So there is a no differentiation between like the developer or the QA, but still, because they are coming from the mostly teams are coming from traditional environment, and in the traditional there is a differentiation of developers and tester QAs. So still in the team they have like in 5 to 7 people they have 3-to-2 ratio of development and the QA. Means if 5 developer, then 2 testers. Okay, something like that, or 4 developers, 2 tester, 1 data analyst or a system architect or something. Okay. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
it does. But I have a question.
So
So,
hold that thought.
okay.
Let's finish it, and then
All
you
right.
will note down that question, and let me finish, and then you will ask that question. Okay, so we have 3 role in basically Agile: product owner, scrum master, and development team. Product owner 1 person, scrum master 1 person, development team like 5 to 7 folks, which are comprises of developer, testers, or any other technical expertise they need. Okay, and they work in form of like a iteration and time box. Okay, so then how the work basically starts. So work starts with the product owner and the BA working together. Okay, so BA work with the product owner and prepare product backlog. Okay, all right. So this is their first step. So as the project basically starts, so in here we have a product owner that is probably the first person who start in a like Agile project, and the BA. So BA and product work together, and BA note down basically work with the product owner and note down all the features. Like they usually start with 10 important features that the product owner needed to be included in that basically product. Okay, so a wish list, usually you can say that to build the product, what the BA does: prepare a wish list. Okay, and there is high level feature and then BA with PO. BA prioritize those wish list with the PO. Means like say these high level requirement, they documented say 40 features. All right. So those are basically 40 user stories, which are basically, you can say, one sentence requirement. Like in one sentence, those features will be, we need this feature, we need this feature, we need this, we need this capability, we need to view this, we need to do this, we need. So all those wish list about that project, BA prepare that wish list. And then prioritize that wish list, ask them like, hey, out of these 40, what are the 10 most important features? So basically identify those 10 with the PO. Right? And as those are 10 identified, then the third is work with PO to break down those capabilities into features and then into unit level functionality in user stories. Okay, and that will be called our product backlog. Okay, so that list and that documented user stories will be called our product backlog. Okay, so BA work with the product owner. Product owner is one person to first prepare the wish list, which is definitely high level features that just ask that, okay, what features you want in it, what capabilities you want in this product. Okay, so what you guys, so ask those questions and then keep noting down those features or capabilities that they mention. And then secondly, when they have that all those documented, then prioritizing, okay, are out of these 40 or 50, whatever the number, what are the 10 most important that you want to see first. And then have that 10 most important, and then taking those 10 out of those 40, and then one by one working with the on those items, working with the product owner to break that down, that what in this feature, what do you want to see, what do you want to view, why you need it. So basically that is again using the requirement gathering capability. You grill that basically with that the PO, break that down using different techniques. Either it's like root cause analysis, or maybe like SWOT analysis. So break that those like down into smaller features and functionalities, and to basically a unit level functionality. Okay, and jot those down in form of user stories, and that will become your product backlog. Okay, so any questions so far?
Brilliant.
Yeah. I'm right here. So the question I wanted to ask, so it means in the agile environment, the product owner is the stakeholder, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it possible for you to work in a company and you still do all these roles, still being a BA?
I didn't understood your question. Is it possible?
Is it possible for you to act like a product owner, a scrum master, while you're a BA in a company?
So first thing is that these are the you have to understand these are the methodologies. So the
Yes.
companies they it is a company wide policies to basically do the way they are doing the development. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now the companies, some of the business section or some of the projects they are doing in waterfall. Mostly they are doing in agile. Okay.
Okay.
And they already have that basically those role defined and the people in there. Okay, you just have to as be when you join. Okay, all right, with this project I will be working on who's the product owner. So they will have that product owner identified, and then you meet with that product owner and start your work.
Okay.
And
Then
these
my second,
Mhm.
okay, my final question is, so is a traditional way still used than the agile way, or they just mix the two?
Oh, that's a good question. So right now, so traditional way is the way that companies are doing for decades. Okay.
Yes.
So that is, and that way basically stakeholder can only view or have the product after everything is done. Okay, basically, if they are starting some project with the in Waterfall, they can see the product maybe after 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, 15 months, whatever that But here, the product, the stakeholders or the user, they can see some features, functionality every sprint.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why now most of the company are transforming from traditional to what agile. Okay, so
Okay.
in the company you will sometime see both happening side by side. Okay, but usually like either the project they are doing in waterfall or they are doing in basically agile. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, so if they are doing in agile, they are just doing in agile. Okay, so
Okay.
some companies they do some of the stuff in waterfall way. Maybe they do the requirement gathering and all that pre like development work in waterfall, and then development they do in basically agile. That happens too. Okay, so in that case still you will do the same. For that you have a basically maybe a requirement document or something, and then you work with the product owner. Okay, and BA is also called product owner proxy. Okay,
Okay.
so most of the companies now they are have a role, the product owner do the BA job. Okay, so
Okay.
if you will say like what is the product owner role, so if the BA will get authority that he can also accept the work what the development and testing team is doing, then that BA becomes product owner.
Okay. So my next question is, if you go in for an interview, right, and it's an agile company, do you necessarily need to start explaining all the traditional way of doing things, or you just go straight to the agile way of doing the
First,
job?
right. First, when you will apply for some job based on the job requirement, you will know either they are doing in waterfall or agile. Okay, and there is a no agile and waterfall company. Like yeah, every company may be implementing both. Okay, so
All
this
right.
is again a methodology to basically implement, or you can say software development methodology. That is nothing like an else, and companies have both methodologies going on. Okay,
Okay.
and you as a BA, either it's agile or waterfall, it's doesn't matter for you. You are kind of doing the same thing. here, instead of like 7 different stakeholders, you just have one product owner. So your job is kind of easier over here in Agile.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't
Yes.
have to do the stakeholder analysis and all that. You just have one
That's why I
person.
asked that
Right,
question.
right. So you have one person who will. And here, you have to prepare a business requirement document, and in Agile, you have to just build the backlog. You have to
Yes.
write down the document user stories and backlog, and basically, and who is the owner of the backlog? Product owner,
The product owner, yeah.
right? So basically, you are a support role to the product owner in Agile.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what basically do. And then your job is basically document the requirement in form of user stories and update the user stories if there will be any change happening during the whole project. So that's what you do basically.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So, this was for BA in Waterfall or the traditional. They do all the requirement gathering and stuff, but in Agile, they don't do all that because they just have only one stakeholder. They have their PO. So when it goes to project management, is there something like an Agile project management and a Waterfall
So
project?
right, yes. So Agile project manager, they do like kind of mostly in the Agile project manager role, their role is uh, based on basically resource planning, because you still need product owner and the BA, Scrum Master, and 7 people in the team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you need to plan their basically like do the planning and all those budgetary estimates and all that budgetary management and risk management that you have to do. So that's
Okay.
that's what the project manager does.
Or the project manager still does the same thing.
Right, but
Oh,
not the the project planning and all that,
yeah.
like but
Mm.
just the resource planning and budgetary planning.
And budgetary planning, yes. Okay. That is
Okay.
the Agile, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And we doesn't do that the project planning part, or where they build like a kind of timeline and all that. No,
Mm-hmm.
only resource planning and budgetary planning, and they manage the basically budget and resource and any risk related to that. Okay,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
nothing to the project. Okay,
So,
the risk to the project managed by that Scrum Master.
oh, okay.
All right, risk to
Mm-hmm.
the project, like with the development and all everything, that is managed by the Scrum Master. So project manager, so usually in the Agile, project manager have like 5 company in Agile company, the project manager usually have 5-6 projects they manage, because their role kind of shrink in Agile. Their role is now shrink to basically like resource management and budgetary management. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have to if you are working as a project manager where the Agile, then you have to understand that what was your role down there. You cannot start explaining that I did the the project planning and timeline and all that. That doesn't happen in Agile.
Okay.
Okay, why it doesn't happen? Because the product owner knows like what the product is, and usually they start and then keep extending the backlog based on the business vision. Okay, so for example, 40 features they identify initially, and with 10 features they started working on it, by identifying and explaining 10 features they started, and then as the project is going on, every sprint they keep working on, and maybe like there will be 100 features later on. Okay, so the backlog keep extending. Okay, so that's like how it's like that's why project manager doesn't need to do that project planning. Okay, all right, any questions so far?
No, Shazad, but can you send me the? I had a lot of problem with my internet connection today.
Okay,
So
yeah, I will share today's
yeah,
recording.
basically, because I gotta go through like the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
share that.
Yep. Sorry about that though.
No worries, no worries. Take it easy. All right. So in Agile, we have 3 roles, and we have a time box sprint, day 1 to day 10. And then we have certain events that happen from day 1 to day 10. Okay, and that events that happens, that is on the day 1 of the sprint or iteration or time box. These all 3 are kind of the same thing name, and usually most popular is a sprint. So we will be using sprint most of the time. On day 1 of the sprint, the first event that happened is the sprint planning meeting. Okay, and in that meeting, Scrum Master hold that meeting, product owner and the dev team and the BA, everybody, they participate. So product owner, there is like no defined role of a BA in that meeting, except to sit back and update if there is any change in any user story. So product owner take some of the feature from the product backlog and ask the team that he wants the team to build this feature in this sprint. That becomes the sprint goal. Then the team pick up in during the sprint planning meeting, team pick up that feature and start asking question and see if it is like basically do a brainstorming session on that features, that what that feature is, what would be the design, and what would be the basically solution, and what is the acceptance criteria of that feature, on what criteria the product owner would be accepting that features, that so all those nitty-gritty details they discuss, and then basically they log task with that feature, and with that task they log task in form of like hours. Like for example, developer one say like I need a 20-hour work to for development to do this task. Then I need all those like developers put their hours, and then QAs put their hours, whole team put their hours on that, and whole teams mean dev team. Okay, developer, QAs, DAs, who are doing coding, designing, testing. Okay, so they put their hours in it, and Scrum Master then see the team capacity, because each 5 to 7 members have 80 hours total to spend, and 20 hours of kind of analysis gap. So basically like 60 hours of coding time or testing time they have. So based on that capacity, we'll see that what task they have mentioned, and if any resource has kind of overloaded. Okay, so then based on that, negotiate with the product owner that what the team can complete within that, and if the team can complete the whole feature or a part of that feature. Okay, then the basically after that, team commits to that work, that okay, all right, we can take up this feature or this part of feature and finish in these 10 days. Everybody agrees, and that is the end of sprint planning meeting, and that happens first meeting on the day 1 of the sprint. Okay, and then team breakouts and they start working on their tasks. And on day 2, Scrum Master do daily stand up, that is 15 minutes meeting, in which each team members discuss 3 questions, that what they have basically done yesterday, and if there is and what they will be doing today, and if there is any roadblock or issue they are having or anticipating. Okay, and then each one by one, everybody speak about that, and if they have any question to the product owner, they can ask, and if they have any roadblock, then Scrum Master work with them, with that particular member, to ensure that they have everything what that resource need. Okay, and then from day 2 to day 9, every day this 15 minutes meeting. And as the team start completing their user story, they schedule demo with the product owner. Basically, they show that, hey, this is what we have done. This is what we have done. They show them working software. Okay. And based on that demo, product owner accept the user story. And on the day 10, the whole team give end-to-end the like a review of those that product or that feature they have built, and we call it sprint review meeting. On day 10, by midday, there is a sprint review meeting, and by day end, there is a sprint retrospective meeting in which the whole team, they sit down and they retrospect themselves. They review that how they have done and how they can improve in the next sprint. What is the what did they did wrong, and what would be the strategy that in next sprint they will like do better. And scrum master take that basically and put a improvement plan for next sprint and keep tracking that plan. Okay, so this is basically whole gameplay that is happening, every sprint to sprint, and each sprint they are building some feature, and at the end those features are basically like becomes a product. Okay, and either based on the business, they can release like whenever the feature is like ready, or they can wait and release all the features together. So it is a decision of the basically like the stakeholders or whoever sponsoring that project, or you can say product owner's decision. Okay, make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, all right, so any question then?
No questions for now.
Okay, all right, I will send you this like a 2-day session recording. Okay, tomorrow come with the question. And right now I want you guys to basically get your project manager role stories aligned, that as a project manager, when you work, what project you work and what was your role and what you did. Write that down in like on paper and send it out to me, so I can basically review them and then guide them if there is anything missing in your response. Okay.
Oh, you said about project manager role?
Project manager role, and then second, BA in traditional environment. Okay.
Okay.
And then after that, now also add BA in agile project.
Okay, so we should come with all that tomorrow.
You prepare that and send that to me, and tomorrow we can basically discuss those like one by one. Okay. But you have to write it down on like either on Microsoft Word. Okay, and then send it out, so that I would be able to like assist you that where you are making mistakes, and then you will perfect those answers and will practice for your interview.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. And we also have a new member today join, Sri. Hey Sri, how are you doing? Can you introduce yourself with everybody? Okay, Sri, you're mute, so I don't know, like. Okay, yeah, you go ahead. Now I think you can. Still, we are not able to hear you. Is it just me or everybody?
Yeah, I can hear her either.
Oh, okay.
She says her mic is not.
Mic is not working. Okay, no worries. So we can, if you can have your mic working tomorrow, then we will basically get you introduced to the very. So just a short introduction. Siri is like he has worked as a developer and programmer, and then he worked as a like a business analyst, business system analyst. So he has a almost 20+ year experience, but he was out for like taking vacation for last 3 years. So he's gonna get back to the market now. So he would be kind of preparing his interview and going over, and also kind of helping other team members with his experience.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
All right, and his market is he will is going to get his marketing basically done for the job, finding a job. So in the process of that, you know, I will be helping him, and we can basically share ideas and answers and questions with all the team members. So that what. So
Okay.
with that said, any further question, anybody?
I have just a quick question. Do
Mhm.
you also do like resume marketing also?
So
And
that's like for that Zuri. Zuri is the department. She is a representative for like the company that Epic, for whom we train. But we
yeah,
provide support, basically interview support, training support, and like post job support. Okay.
okay.
So, but the job they will be finding job for you guys.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. All
yeah.
right. So for any job related question, check with Zuri.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right then. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye
Okay,
bye.
see you. Well, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.